Hello and welcome back to Trash It. Now, before we go into the topic, I'm just going to say a big thank you to everyone that's subscribed.
Yes, thank
Watch
you.
the video, criticize this too at the end. Because apparently they have a fan base. So, well, honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we say a big thank you.
Thank you.
We can't be here without you guys. So, if you're just joining us, we are the Trashians. You've got a click name. I tell you guys to just clap. Welcome to Trash It. She doesn't like
that redundant. Seriously, just get on with it.
Now, we have a situation, should I say there's an ongoing situation where we have men relocating back to Nigeria. And I use the term men loosely because right now women are believed to be caretakers. You stay back, take care of the children, especially when you settle them in school. So, and we notice when men do move back, their attitudes sort of change. So the question today is returning home. And when I say home, I mean returning back to Nigeria, for example. Does it change Africa? Does it change men's mentality or the expectation of what should happen? Or do they just become back home husbands and never want to return?
Yes, it does.
You're talking from experience.
No, I'm not talking from experience. Lucky for me, I'm not talking from experience, but I believe that we all know what it's like back home. You have the nannies, you have the chauffeurs, drivers, you have the cooks. You have a nanny for everything, okay? So it's not like when you're here, one nanny does everything. You have a nanny for different things back home. So when your husband goes back home to set up a business or to do some sort of business back home, and they're only meant to stay for a few months and come back to the UK. I mean, whilst they're here, they're helping you with the school run, with the baby, with the kids, helping you babysit. You know, they're just helping you with the general running of the home.
Both of you running.
Yeah, but then when they go to Nigeria and they literally don't have to do anything because they have a nanny for they have someone to do the meals, they have a driver, or maybe they drive themselves.
So invariably, living in Nigeria is less stressful.
It's less stressful, it is, because they have everything at their beck and call. Let's not even go to the girls. Okay, let's not even go to the girls that are out there ready to spread it from north to south for, peanuts compared to those here. So they're living the life, living la vida loca in Nigeria, whereas here they can't do half the things they would do.
So I'll go to you, Chinelo, because I can see you swerving in your chair.
Okay, yeah, well, for me, I'll talk from experience because this happened to me. My husband relocated to Nigeria after coming here. First of all, to address the what we're talking about, the topic, it's not really that men, it's when they get to Nigeria that their mentality change. It changes before they come into this country.
Okay.
Because they come into this country. I'll talk from experience, because it happened to me. So whatever I'm saying it from experience. Now coming in here, men coming here. I'll talk about some men that come into this country with the hope of getting the British passport. And when they get the British passport, trust me, at the back of their mind, it's always at the back of this men's mind to relocate back home. So it's not like as if maybe it's when they go home that their mentality change. They always have.
So there's a game plan.
Yeah, there's always a game plan. Yeah, exactly. That's the word. There's a game plan. They come into this country, get the British passport. Now they can travel anywhere they like in the world. Now the world is at their feet. That was how my husband put it. The world is at their feet. They can go do wherever they like with the British passport. Apart from being in the UK, living in the UK, living the life, being responsible, living with their family. Because when a man marries a woman, you're joined together and you're one. When you're one, you're meant to be in the same place all the time. I'm not talking about you can go to work, you do everything, but you come back at the end of the day and you live together. You share the good, the bad, the ugly. You're supposed to share it together. That's what marriage is all about. I don't believe that marriage is the woman is
10 miles away,
like 1 million miles away from the man. No, it does. That's not marriage. That's not real marriage. And that was the problem I had in my own marriage, where my husband relocated to Nigeria. But I didn't know that was the game plan. But as soon as we got the British passport, his bum or his leg couldn't stay still in one place. He just wanted to go.
No, but, let me come to you because you're like, okay.
Well, I think I agree with her in regards to I don't think that the mentality changes when they go. I think they've always had that mentality from their upbringing because guys that do that would be guys who grew up in Nigeria anyway.
Yeah,
it wouldn't
exactly.
be guys who grew up here in the UK and then go to Nigeria for like a year and then come back with a different mentality. It would be guys who actually grew up in Nigeria,
who know what
maybe
it is
came
to
here
live
to
there.
study or for uni, then got married and then went back. So the upbringing matters. I think they've always had that in them to say that, you know what, this isn't the lifestyle. So but for me in that regards is if they're going back to Nigeria and they feel that's the standard they want to live, then everyone should go or everybody should stay. You know, it's either you can provide it for the whole family back home or you come here and face the reality and just
Can
do
I
what
be
you have
the
to do.
devil's advocate? Because, and I'm not trying to rubbish the education system in Nigeria. It is, I would say, education-wise, people get more choices here, which probably you would get good schools like grammar schools you don't have to pay for. In Nigeria, you pay an arm and a leg to get your child in a very expensive school. And if you're able to make the money in Nigeria, because trust me, in Nigeria, things can change for you. Literally, you can be a multi-billionaire in 2 seconds in Nigeria. If the person is going with the mindset, I'm going out there to make money, what's the problem?
You see, that I had that conversation with my friend about long distance marriages, like people living. I don't believe in that.
No.
Like a friend of mine's friend, her husband, like literally, so the wife lives in Nigeria because of her business, and she's really, and then she comes and the man's here with the kids because of the same issues. The school is easy. I just don't think that's a marriage. I just feel the whole family moves or the whole family stays. If it's for a very short period of time, then that's fine. But if it's something that is like years ongoing, or I personally am quite needy. I don't even think I could take my husband go and do a contract for 6 months somewhere else and come back. That's a bit too long. But some people can go. Some people just like accept it and things. So for me, it's about a family plan. Are we saying we're going to do this for a year and it's going to be maximum a year and the family relocates it? You know, there needs to be a plan. But if it's just ongoing and like I'm going, I'll let you know, and then you know a lot of people go back to Nigeria thinking, as you say, I'm going to be a millionaire overnight, and then they're there 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and think, okay, when is this money coming? When is this? You know, like you're still waiting and nothing's happening, and meanwhile your wife and your kids are there, and then because of technology, some people think it's cool. Oh, but I still see the kids because I'm Skyping, and I'm thinking, but the day-to-day responsibility, you're not there. You're taking like, because you're Skyping your child and you know that they're okay.
No.
You're thinking that's not parenting.
What if the money is really coming in from Nigeria to the wife in the UK?
If it's coming in that much, then relocate. Then the family should relocate.
But what if the wife also has a job here as well?
If it's coming in that much,
there has to be a compromise.
But think about it this way, because I wouldn't want anyone to lose themselves in any relationship. If you've got a solid career and you're doing well for yourself, you're asking them to pack up and go just because the husband is making money in Nigeria.
You see, I think your family is more important than career, and I think the family unit being together is more important than any job or career you could have. So yes, I do believe the women. Okay,
so what if the family unit is together and there's no money?
Yeah, but it's not all about money. Don't wait.
I know marriage is not all about not have any money. But when we're managing and we're just doing our own thing together, then my husband being in a different country and he's Western Union sending me money, and it doesn't make any sense because first of all, you don't ever know what he's doing in Nigeria. That's not a marriage. For me, a marriage is that you're together.
Can you emphasize a bit on what you mean, what he's doing in Nigeria?
As in, you don't know if he's sleeping with other people and whatever, because how long can you really be apart from somebody and one or both of you are not fornicating? I know people always say it's the man or the woman, but you know what I mean? It leads to certain things that is right. So if you want to be married and be together. And if you don't, then just call it.
I mean, for me, I definitely think that in as much as I would like for the family to be together and, you know, but if my husband is going to, wait, I need to think about it before I say it. If my husband is going to go to Nigeria or wherever he's going, maybe for a month or two, and I have to hold it down here in the UK, I would do that.
We're talking about 6 months.
Because we have an understanding, and again, that's where trust comes in. I know.
A month or two is not a long time.
I know when. Okay, let's make it 6 months. Let's make it 6 months because I know that when the person gets to Nigeria and all those demons, all those girls, they come.
Is that what your issue is?
If that's my issue, that's my main issue. My issue is not even the fact that my husband is not here every day. My issue is those girls that will lay their claws on him. I trust my husband and I know that he wouldn't. So
I'm just itchy to say something.
Okay,
I'm not being allowed to
come out. Speak.
Okay, first of all, if a man wants to womanize, it doesn't matter where the man lives. Whether in Nigeria, whether here, men here they do it. Men in Nigeria they do it, even though it's cheaper to do it in Nigeria, where they can have more than one woman. So I'm not going to base it on the aspect of
sex.
Yeah, I'm not going to base it on that. Another thing is, when you say, "Oh, my husband is going for 1 month, 2 months," that happened to me. Let them lose one day and they are gone forever. That's the way it happens.
Let them lose.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you consent to him going, trust me, he's not coming back. As soon as he goes there, he comes back. He will keep coming back with stories of why he has to go back.
Longer.
He will go back 1 week, come back to you and say, "Oh, something happened." Maybe he'll just give you like £10,000. So
they'll give you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, give the wife. And you say, "Oh,
she likes money."
Go back.
No, it's not like I like money.
And
she likes money. Not like that.
Gradually, there'll be cracks in the relationship,
yeah.
and it builds. It keeps building up until it comes to the point of no return. That's exactly where I am now. Point of no return, in the sense that you let him go the first time. I had people advising me, "Don't let him go." I said, "No, he'll just go and try. Let him go and try." I didn't know he had a game plan. That's the thing, because you think you're working it out together with him. "Oh, okay, let me go and try." Meanwhile, he had a game plan. So at the end of the day, whatever they want to do, it doesn't matter. Womanizing, anything.
There's nothing stopping you from going to visit.
Yeah, you can just surprise him one day.
Don't go and surprise him. Just make sure you have return ticket to come back. No surprises. Don't surprise. But there's nothing stopping you from going.
Going? How do you mean? Is
going with the kids for the holiday?
Yeah, that's if actually.
So did you ever get to do that?
Well, I didn't ever get to do that, because at the end of the day, I went the first time. I went all by myself to go and see what he was doing.
Did you tell him you were coming?
I was feeling depressed and all that.
Did you tell him?
I told him I was coming. He was happy. Then a week to when I bought my ticket, a week to me going, he said, "Oh, don't come back. What are you coming back here to do? Who is going to stay with the kids?" I said, "But you were happy leaving the kids here, and now you don't think I can leave it because the kids were in school, and you know when the tickets are cheap, you want to go on and come back." But I didn't get the opportunity to go with my children because there are just so many lies. When a man is in Nigeria, they can hide a lot of things from you.
So when you got to Nigeria, what did you see?
Well, I saw so many things that I was not happy with. Womanizing wasn't part of it, because that's just minor. A man can do what they like wherever they are. I know that.
So
the thing is, you men in Nigeria, I don't know why they lie so much. I don't know if I'm the only one having this mentality, but they lie. They will tell you they are rich, they are this, they are truth. You just feel like a fool, because when I got there, I saw completely different thing from the picture that was painted. And then you think about it. Why do I want to take my children back to that kind of situation? So I didn't get the opportunity to do that.
I think it's a catch-22 in the sense that sometimes people roll the dice and you expect things for you to come out with the upper hand, and just trying to be the devil's advocate here. Maybe your husband went with the mindset that I'm going to chase a contract, and government change, situation changes, what he had planned did not happen. And rather than come back empty-handed, you'd be like, well, Nigeria is a place where everybody hustles. If you could stay around, hustle, there will be a crack somewhere and you make it. But my argument is, and I keep arguing about, well, I'm an advocate for this, and I know I've lived in Nigeria prior to coming here, and I know it can be expensive living in Nigeria, especially when you've got kids like ours that have lived here. There's a certain standard they're used to. Because I had a friend that relocated to Nigeria, and for a long time they had to be shipping stuff from here to Nigeria because their kids couldn't eat certain food. So I know it's not cheap to live in Nigeria, even for an average person. Before you run generator, you run this, you run it's expensive living in Nigeria. Now adding kids to that could be more expensive. So if he's making the money, I don't see what the problem is. If you guys are here, sacrifice. I understand what you're saying. Let's be together. But hold on. You're saying if he's making. Hold on.
Sorry,
hold on.
But in the beginning of a relationship, you should agree. Like a guy friend of mine, for instance, he's finding it hard to settle down because he lives here in the UK, but he's
he's always said, I want to go and live in Nigeria, as in when I'm a certain age or whatever, that is where I want to be based. So when he meets girls and he tells them, and I think it's something you need to, it's a plan. You're together with somebody. If you meet somebody today and be like, oh, I'm cool, because there's some girls that won't mind and be like, okay, it's cool, we'll go and relocate, and you know, you might get 1 or 2 properties here, you get your things secured here, you move together, you have a plan. But if that person is not on the same page as you, and you have somebody who doesn't want to ever go and live in Nigeria regardless of whatever it is, then it's not going to work. So I think there's like, you need to communicate in terms of,
I understand that, but at the same time you need to be flexible, because think about it this way. We all know how situation can be, most especially in Nigeria and Africa. People are living in droves, and there are people that are staying there and making it. If you're thinking about the health system, and I'm an advocate for people going back to Nigeria, it's your country, we all need to go back and make it better at some point. At some point. But, at some
Not
point.
make it better, but you can say go back.
Yeah, go back at some point. But there's so many things that need to be in place. Sorry, can I just finish? There's so many things that need to be in place. So if you're someone that's lived here, that basic amenity, anybody can get it. Health, water, electricity, blah, blah, blah. If you don't have money, you can't have that back home. Even an average street trader has to make enough to fuel their generator. So your kids that sneeze, you call 911 or LAS comes in 2 seconds. You can't, sorry, I said 911 states. 999, or there's LES, London Ambulance Service, that comes in 2 seconds. You can't get that. So I would understand why someone would think, let me go. It's easy. Let's be honest, it's easy to make money in Nigeria.
I don't agree.
No, it's not.
I don't agree with that.
I think it's only easy when you have the connection.
And
you have a lot of connection, and don't forget, not a lot of people have that connection.
And not only that, if you're a hard-working man, you can make it anyway if you really put your mind to it. I don't believe in this whole country thing, because some people now, even in the UK, I've got a few friends that be like, oh, we're moving to Canada because people think, you know, I think it's the mentality that you feel like for a country has a money on the tree that people are plucking. It doesn't matter. America, Canada, UK, or whatever, wherever you find yourself, if you really are with your family, that's where the companionship comes with, and you build something together. I don't really think it takes somebody saying, I'm going to take time out for 6 months or a year, I'm going to be apart from my family because I want to go and make money and all of a sudden come back a millionaire and we can have a better lifestyle. No, you should have done that before you got married. Now you're married, you've got commitments, you've got family. Whatever situation you're in, you need to be with your family and soldier it and find and make it work with your family in the same place. Not wanting to go and live a single bachelor life and then come back and be a millionaire.
For me, I think, I think the man should be allowed to go and make money as long as the money is coming back. When you have coming back, however, if the money is not coming back after a month or two, then we need to be seeing what you're really doing there. And if the plan is not working, then you need to come back to the UK to stay with your family.
Well, on a final note, we would like to hear from the returnees and those that have gone are still there. What was the push for you to sort of leave your family?
Laziness.
Oh my God.
Men are lazy. They think it's easier in Nigeria.
Well, not all men are lazy.
Well, I mean, I think most men feel that go back home to Nigeria. I just feel they're a bit lazy. They don't want to wake up and go and do a proper job here. They feel in Nigeria, as you say, people just think you can sleep, get a contract, you have a housemaid, have a driver, have this.
I mean, commit all kinds of frauds and
whatever.
don't go to prison.
You know, so.
On that note, for those that are not lazy, those that are free, the liberty, and those that are committing fraud, we would like to hear from you, because honestly, there's an argument for and against as to why people move back. I, for one, believe it's easy to make money in Nigeria because I've seen it happen and I have the connection. But, Chinelo,
yes,
hopefully.
What's up now? You say you have connection.
You're my friend now. I've been looking you up for years. Chinelo.
Yeah.
What do you have to say before we close? Because I think yours is a lived experience, so it would be nice for you to close this, and I'll close on your line.
Okay, so what I would say is it's better experience, because if you haven't had the experience, you won't understand how difficult it is for families to be separated, all because of a man's selfishness.
Oh dear.
Because no, that's what I call it. It is selfishness, because why would you leave your wife and the children and relocate to somewhere else? Why don't the wife relocate to somewhere else and leave you with the children and see how it feels?
Okay.
And you're paying all the bills and everything.
Roles reversal.
Well, not just paying.
So all this
even if you're sending in money. Money is not everything.
Everything.
When you've got children, you need to be in their lives. You need to watch
absolutely.
them grow up. You have a role. That's why we have the man and the woman. A woman cannot play the role of a man and the woman at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
And when you leave the woman to do that, how do you think it's gonna work?
Do you know what?
Something will go wrong.
I feel your pain, so I was just gonna close, but I'm gonna ink on that. Men out there and women as well who've actually relocated, because it swings both ways. Your role, it's important for everyone to be there. We have now children who have they're not fully grounded.
The world is too. There's too much going on.
Too much going on.
To let go of your family
that's
life.
right. You're right, actually. Too much going on with all these.
Because people always feel, oh, don't worry, they'll be fine, they'll be fine.
No.
But all these they'll be fine. You know, people say your upbringing, wherever your environment and your upbringing plays a lot of factor with your decision when you're in adulthood. And it's all right as Christians when people say, oh, they'll be fine, don't worry. No, but you should worry, because actually, if you don't do what you need to do properly,
can I just say,
there could be something missing.
And especially in the schools these days, our kids' schools, a lot of things are going on in schools with a lot of gender this and gender that, and sexuality this and that, non-binary, binary, and all sorts of things. So I think this is when the children actually need both parents for guidance.
Well, Chinelo, I share your pain, and I get where you're coming from, in as much as I'm an advocate for everybody to be able to contribute something into the relationship. But when we go in the line of our children, we need good and very sound role model. And I don't think your role model should necessarily be outside your family. It'd be nice for you to see a father figure or a mother figure in the people that are supposed to be playing that role. So until next week, we would love to hear from a lot of people on how family actually live around situations like this. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.